Mic test, mic test, mic test. Okay, we are good. So, this video is honestly not going to have a lot of edits. And doing this might actually help with my public speaking class a little bit, just because I do have one for college. And it is bright in here, goodness. I do have one for college, and I got real nervous today because you had to do a 30-minute like fake speech, and I got to start practicing the other one that I wrote. So that one was for my grandfather. And I guess I'll go over that a little bit with you. My grandfather, he served in Vietnam, and he also built houses, like, with his hand, like, just him, and sometimes maybe a couple other people, but mainly it was him. Like, he would at least build foundations and things like that. It was insane. He also collected a bunch of old coins, which he gave me one. And I still have it. I still have the fake necklace. I'm not really sure where it's at, though, so I gotta find it when I do. That'll be for visual display. But that's not what the point of this video is for, though. I'm just telling you that as he's a hero who served in the war. And his time, right, and his time was a little different than ours right now. See, what I think right now that's going on in America is there's war in the United States. How does that make sense? How do we have war in the strongest country? The civilians are having war, and we're not even a third world country. I think personally that's terrible. Like, no matter what anyone thinks, that is the worst thing, okay? That we literally have war with people who are in the same state that we are in. States are divided. Cities are divided. Capitals getting raided. Things like that, okay? I'll conclude into the point of this video. The point of this video is, one, content's coming back. If you saw my Instagram, I had a post up that said my content was coming back up. Which basically, like, what I meant by that was, like, I'm actually having content come back up. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, content revival just dropped on Instagram, which meant, like, I'm going to start rolling in stuff again. Remember what I did in, I think it was 2020, actually, like a while ago. And I would make, like, those silly little videos of whatever. I'm going to be doing stuff like that again. Trying to incorporate gaming. Trying to incorporate other stuff. Another announcement is going to be that I have a group channel with me and my one friend called TRT TV, which is essentially a trio of respectful talkers, is what at least I thought of the name being, and my other friend was like, okay, whatever. He edits the videos, he owns the TikTok and the YouTube, I own the Instagram account, so if you guys want to go ahead and follow that, it's trt.tv_. That is what it is on Instagram. I think I have it, I could pull it up real quick just for you guys, but yes, I do own the Instagram, so here we go, right here. TRT_TV_. So that is that one right there. Yeah, there we go. So, now that we're 3 minutes and 45 seconds into the video, let's go ahead and talk about the actual points. The points, I have 4 main points of this discussion. The points being every single event that has happened recently, and by recently I mean all in the same year. I want to say I remember that. Actually, there's technically, I guess I'll say 4, and there's a mini point under one of them. Number 1, we obviously have to go a little bit back in time, and not to right now. Back to the assassination attempt on Trump. First of all, as a country, since this wasn't a foreigner, this is very interesting. How is it that someone hates a politician this much that they go to try and assassinate him? They have an attempted assassination of the president, which is insane, by the way, because, by the way, that almost gets you the death penalty. Very, very close. So, for someone to do that is actually insane. Like, I'm not saying anything on my political views at all in this video. Like, I'm not going to. But you might be able to tell what side I'm on at the end of this video. So, the assassination of Trump was, like, it was an attempted, and they hit his ear, and they missed the 2 or 3 bullets that went off because the guy has a terrible aim. All right. And there was people like saying that he should have aimed better, which I thought was absolutely disgraceful. Cause like that's just insane. Like actually that in a sense is absolutely insane. Also, I wasn't even gonna do this today, but I thought about it for a while and I was like, maybe I should, because people seriously need to hear about this. And people need to seriously think about stuff. And I've talked to so many people. And when I talk to people nowadays, I'm a really good listener and not just a hearer. Which means I hear people's sides of the stuff, but I listen and I understand their side of the things that are going on. So when the assassination attempt was on Trump, nobody talked about it per se. A lot of people were talking about him, holding his fist up like this, all that. And I mean, I was glad he survived, because a lot of people thought I was going to put him in his place a little bit, because there are some Republicans who like him, but they're also like, okay, he needs to calm down a little bit. But I think the assassination attempt was actually, I think it was wrong completely, and so bad. And I was surprised that he went back out just to go and do a speech again. Like that, in my opinion, was insane. You got to realize something too. This is the president, and you live in this country. If you don't like the president, move countries, okay? I'm going to have a standing point for each thing that happens here, and it's going to be a simple answer, instead of this chaotic answer that the people have decided to do, aka attempted murder on the president. Okay, that in a whole is absolutely insane. Okay, there's no excuse for that. If you don't like the president, leave. Go to Argentina. Go to Norway. I don't care. Go somewhere else, okay? So you don't need to be here, and then listen to Trump. Because then you don't have to listen to him. Then you can't say anything. You'd be like, oh, I left because of Trump. Okay, cool. Well, you're not here, so, but you're not allowed to, you can move back, but you have to, calm down a little bit on it then. And that does not mean go ahead and get a rifle out there and miss 3 shots. That means don't even bring your gun out there. Don't even go to the stupid meeting or the event, and book your flight right back to whatever country you came from. Okay? Because people need to understand that. The mini point was there was another assassination attempt on him. The fact that there was 2 is insane, and the guy didn't even get close to hitting Trump. Now, I need y'all to understand something. How much do you like J.D. Vance? Serious question. How much do you like J.D. Vance? Because guess what would have happened? Oh, J.D. Vance is now president. Someone who hated Trump now is in the office. Excuse me. He's vice president to Trump, and now is with him. So, he would have been in office. He would have had all the authority for the next 3 years. Do you understand that? You still would have had a Republican in charge. I don't think people are understanding that at all. They're not understanding that at all. So, what's next? What's the next points? I have 3 more points, right? Okay. The next 3 points are, we all know what happened yesterday. We all know what happened yesterday. Okay. Yesterday was 9/10/2025, the day before 9/11. If you don't know what 9/11 is, if you are uneducated or you are very young and don't understand it, it's okay. I'll explain it right now. 9/11 was a day where terrorists attacked the Twin Towers that were in New York. Okay, they were the tallest buildings. It was where the World Trade Center was at, and they did that. They also went and attacked the Pentagon and the whole thing. So basically, we remember 9/11 for the people who were there, for the firefighters, everything like that, okay? Let me explain 9/11 real quick. Everyone was working together. It didn't matter your sex. It didn't matter your race. It didn't matter if you were Hispanic. It didn't matter if you were Caucasian. It didn't matter if you were albino. It did not matter. We worked together to help everybody out in these times. Understand that. We went as a nation 24 years ago. That's not even that long. You gotta understand, someone who was born in 2000, they're only in their mid-20s. Not that long ago. So, let's go ahead and put this into perspective then. Not only with the assassination attempts on Trump, from a person who lives in America, now we have the death of Charlie Kirk. The death of Charlie Kirk. Insane. I didn't know him personally, but I'm still going to talk about it. Because here's what really put the needle in the horse and pinned it right in the donkey, okay? Was when I saw the videos of the people who were making fun and who were bragging about it. That is absolutely demonic behavior. Demonic behavior. Someone who literally told everyone to believe in God because it's right, and he didn't push it to an extreme. And he had factual evidence. He had real points. Some of his points, I will say, were extreme. But I will say a lot of what he talked about was right. Okay? There was a lot of things he said was right. Want to go talk about the when he went to England and talked to those kids? Yeah, those kids literally were studying politics since they were like 10 years old. They spent 6 months learning about Charlie Kirk and all of that. They specifically knew the points that he wanted to talk about and tried to find every single factual evidence they could about it. That's how they beat him that day. Okay, that's like the only person to actually really beat him, besides the guys who want to heavily debate him. There was a guy who debated him and then was going to do another debate, and he saw the video and he cried. He cried because he thought that it was crazy that someone would kill him in front of his wife and his son. Actually, his 2 kids. That's the worst part, too. His kids watched his father get murdered. If you've seen the video, you can find it on Instagram, probably still. The close-up. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Insane. I mean, how do you, live with yourself? How do you even live with yourself? Because the thing is, not just him, but also the people who were making fun. Because there was a comment that I saw, too, that a guy was talking about. And the comment said, man, this should have been the same sniper on Trump. We would have got a 2-for-1. Now, if they had any pictures on their Instagram, I would have showed them. Because I don't care. They could go ahead and sue, for all I care. But now they can't because they don't even know who I'm talking about. Because there was more than just that person. There was multiple. And I think that is beyond disrespectful. Okay? The amount of... Now, what I did get a little annoyed about was the amount of fitness influencers who were talking about the subject. And you're probably like, why would I get mad at the fitness influencers talking about the subject? Because every single one said the exact same thing. Nobody seemed like they had their own original opinion. It's like, okay, none of them said that Charlie Kirk was right in a sense. All of them talked about how the people were brutal. Now, I do agree with that part, but none of them said their stance on how they viewed Charlie Kirk as a person. Did any of them actually even watch Charlie Kirk? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't even watch him, you didn't even know of him, don't make the video. Because you don't even know what you're talking about then. Now, the Charlie Kirk point was supposed to be the biggest. It seemed like Trump and his was the same, kind of, because Trump had 2 assassination attempts. He got assassinated. And I just saw a video today, actually, a few minutes ago, before I made this video, of a guy tipping his hat, touching his arm, and then he got shot. So, if that guy was related into it, the FBI needs to go after the guy who was standing behind him. He was wearing glasses, he had a hat on. Go after that guy too, and go ahead and question him. The FBI, they don't know if they found the actual killer yet, but it says they're closing in on him, which is good. So, we're at about 15 minutes now in the video, without any edits again. So, Now, I do want to remind you guys before I go on to the next 2 points that normal videos will be coming up soon as well. If you don't know, I made a short today earlier. It was just on a grasshopper. It was a dumb grasshopper, okay? I saw it. But, yeah. I think that the Charlie Kirk incident, it was very bad. I definitely don't say he deserved it. Like, if we talk to, like, civilized people. And that's what I mean. This is why I bring the 9/11 point into this a lot. Is because Charlie Kirk and, like, the nation killing someone because they don't agree with it, and they are on the same side of people who want to ban guns. And then they react with violence. I just don't understand. Now, there was some people who were like, they should have had metal detectors inside of the university. They should have had, like, so much more security. Like, you do realize the guy didn't go through the university, right? He climbed on top, through the outside, ran on top of the building, and got into his position. Where there was one video showing him running into his position. So, now the fact that we have people who were praising his death shows how divided this country has gotten. Shows how diabolically bad this country has gotten. It's insane. My public speaking teacher talked about it today a little bit. He told me, and he's like, if you have any comments, let me know. And there was a comment. And this is the next point. Actually, no, this will be the last point. It was about a school shooting that happened yesterday as well, around the same time. It's like, do they coordinate these things? Like, I just don't understand. Just don't understand why people react with violence. I really don't. Like, it doesn't make any sense in my opinion at all. So, next thing is going to be the Ukrainian woman who died yesterday on a train to an African American man. And here's the thing. I've made this point to my friends, and I said we could stop racism by doing this. I am now green. You watching this are now green. Your brother is green. Your father is green. Your mother is green. Your neighbor is green. Your best friend's green. Your cousin's green. The president's green. That's how you end racism right there. Yeah, I know. Some people aren't going to do that. Oh well. Brightness. Deal with it, I guess. If you want to stop racism in a whole, you need to start saying that you are green. Stop referring to people by their skin color. African American counts. Just say a man. Just say a woman. Okay? I only said that just because I said it to say it. But that also tells me the point that I was bringing up. To say that if we just call everybody green or blue, I don't care what color you think. Pick a color. That's what everybody is. That's how you end racism right there. Okay? Seriously. I don't even want to get into that. People talking about other people being racist. That's dumb. Racism only happens if you make it racist. When people pull cards. Like, people will call it, they pulled the white card, they pulled the black card. Don't do that anymore. How about that? Don't say that anymore. Seriously. 19 minutes. Okay, the Ukrainian woman who died on the thing. Trump on the train. Trump talked about it. He had a tweet out that said something. Because this is what riled up a lot of people, actually, too. This was, I think, on Wednesday. And it was at night. The woman was from Ukraine. She was a refugee. She got over here by plane, and she was going wherever. And then the guy, this is the kicker, was released 14 times from prison. And maybe I'm wrong on the prison part, but something about 14 times tells me why wasn't he locked up? That guy had insane mental issues. That guy had insane problems. Now, it's just insane. How do you let someone walk 14 times? This is what the point that everyone was saying is that the judge was Democratic. So she had a heart for people. Let me make something clear here. There is a difference between conservative, Republican, moderate, Democrat, and liberal. Okay? I leaned moderate for a long time. For about 2 years. And for me, that's a long time because, when I was 17 years old, I obviously had to figure out what I was going to do because when I turned 18, I was going to be voting in a couple months. So I had to figure out, okay, what side am I on? Well, it wasn't that hard for me because of my family views and because of what I thought in general as well. I'm not going to obviously say it either, but I figured it out. When you are liberal or you are conservative, you are what they call a radical left or right. People don't say radical right anymore. People say radical left because conservatives really only come from certain places. Okay, so conservatives really only come from certain places, country places, and they're still not that bad. They just kind of act like a normal Republican, just with a little bit different spice, I guess. Republicans are what now we're calling the most sane group of people that do not resort to violence and yet are told that they resort to violence. They are told that they do bad things in society, but there's really no proof around it at the same time. Moderates are, in my opinion, the most sane ones, though. Close to Republicans. I'm saying more on a reddish pink side, which is a moderate Republican. And then you have moderate Democrats. Now, moderate Democrats are different than liberals, okay, and normal Democrats, okay? Now, again, I don't want to get too far into it, but moderates have a viewpoint, and what moderates do is they understand other people's viewpoints, and they agree with one side, and they can understand the other side. Doesn't mean they agree with it, they just understand how you agree with it, okay? Some people, if they make points correctly, if someone yells in your face, they're not going to agree with it, and they're not even going to understand it, so they're going to fall back to a different side. Okay, like if a Republican was yelling about how we need guns and things like that, and they just didn't agree with it, but they wouldn't prove an actual good point, they're going to lean Democrat because of that. That's what I believe a moderate is, and that was me for a while. And now I'm leaning to a side. Okay? Actually, I've leaned to that side for a while. Because I guess I'll just tell you, I shoot guns, and I don't believe abortion is right. Okay? So. The person, he got released 14 times from a Democratic judge. Apparently the judge is now being questioned for her thoughts as a judge and is in trial right now of being fired. Which honestly makes sense, because if you're going to release someone 14 times, he's killed a few people, by the way, which makes him a serial killer. So, he has some murders that were not attested, he has some robberies, things like that. The reason she let him out at first was because they were small gas station robberies and thought he just needed the money, let him do his thing. Okay, well, how about he just gets a job? That is part of the problem with society, too. It's like people will do extremes instead of just doing what normal people do. Get a job. I work, and I go to college, and I try to stay on top of my social medias. Get a job, dude. Get some kind of income. Like, instead of robbing places and stealing from people, because that's what a lot of these were. But then, once he got released the 10th, 11th time, it started getting a lot worse. She didn't care. She knew who it was. They had a bond with each other. But now that he was literally caught red-handed, because he was not technically caught for a few of them, but he was in attempts. Like, he was I can't think of the word. You know what I'm talking about, though. Suspect. I don't know why it took so long. He was a suspect. So, but he was then tried, and yeah. So, a lot of the times it was just because he was a suspect. Some of the times it was because of reality. And then the last time, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. Because him murdering one person and literally blatantly telling that he did, he's going to go to jail for a very long time. Especially because it's someone... Actually, no. just because of who she is, it doesn't make it any different. Again, she's green, he's green, I'm green. Keep it that way. All I have to say to this is, why'd you do that? Oh, remember when I said that about Trump? Like, if you don't like him, move countries. Charlie Kirk one, guess what I'm going to say? If you don't like him, unfollow him. Hold on to it, and say you're not interested in this video. And scroll past it. That's it. That's it. Don't turn on your TV and look at Charlie Kirk. That's it. Is it that hard? Was it that hard, buddy? Because now, when you get found, you get the death penalty. And you probably will get found. So, and then for this last one, for the guy, we're not even on the last one yet, but for the guy, get a job. Get some sanity. Get on some medication. I mean, come on, dude. Get a therapist. I don't know. Something to fix your life. Because that was more of the judge's fault. That was more the judge's fault than anything. Like, don't release him. Put him in jail. Make him be a line cook. Make him do something. Keep his mind occupied. Would have probably fixed a lot of these issues. Okay, we're on the last one. And we're 26 minutes in. This is actually really good timing because I thought this was going to take me 35 minutes. So this one's the quickest one though. It's about the school shooting that happened. 3 people were injured / dead. And I forget what was it? It was, I forget where it was. Jefferson County. Jefferson County, I've heard a lot on the news. I've heard that a lot. So honestly, this doesn't surprise me in an insane amount. Like, it surprised a lot of people again, but I was like, Jefferson County I've seen on the news a bizarre amount of times. Like, insane. You shouldn't see a county keep showing up for, like, bad things. Like, this man robbed this place in Jefferson County. This man killed this man in Jefferson County. Schools got shot up in Jefferson County. Like, the fact that we just see this means that Jefferson County needs to have more police officers. Alright, it needs to have security, like, everywhere. Like, people need to take those kind of jobs, and they need to hire them. Like, especially at the schools. If you hear that much stuff about a county, you need to fix the county. Because I don't even think Jefferson County is that big. Even if it is, figure it out, dude. Put more cops there from different counties. Because you can literally just tell what counties have problems. Like, Columbia County, we don't have problems. Alright? Columbia County, where Bloomsburg University is, there's no problems here. Where's another one? Like, but if you go all the way up to, like, Erie, I think it's called Erie County. Like, up there, there's no problems there either. Like, Lancaster County, not many problems there. Where Scranton is, though, like, notice they have more cops there because we thought about that. So it's just, like, it's insane. I mean, because Charlie Kirk could have came to Bloomsburg and the same thing could have happened. Because we don't have any form of, like, it doesn't seem like it. Like, we have officers, but, like, the world's starting to feel less safe and safe now. Like, it's just not feeling as safe for things like this to happen. Like, I feel like people are afraid to speak up now. You know, and as soon as they do, it's like, cut their head off. That's just terrible. I mean, that's violent behavior that you shouldn't be doing, and you know it. I went over my points. I went over my view stance. I think that mainly, though, the people who were dissing on Charlie Kirk, that's insane. The people who didn't speak up about the Ukrainian woman is insane. I'm speaking up about it now. I didn't do it on my Instagram story because I actually didn't see much about it. I didn't hear about it until yesterday evening. That's why I couldn't say anything about it, because I didn't hear about it until I got home, and by then I was basically asleep. So, content revival. Me and my one friend are doing these videos, Omega videos, well, more like other people are kind of trolling, but yeah, it's going to be a nice time for that content. So that one will have uploads. For now, it'll be for really, really, really quick, like sometimes twice a day. Me and him edit the videos, so just be on the lookout for them. But yeah, Thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, we made it to 30 minutes on this video. I know it was a very long stretch, but no edits. I want people to understand this. I want people to know about this. It's crazy. You've obviously heard me yell in this video a little bit, so you kind of understand that I'm a little angry. I'm a little tired right now too, because it's just the last 2 days insane of how people just act. I mean, it's crazy. So without that, with that, I mean, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. Up to you if you want to sub or not. Up to you if you want to like it or not. If you agree with me, it'd be great for the like. But yeah, thank you.